Good morning, what's going on guys? So before I even started this channel, I wanted to show off the van so you guys have some sort of idea about what I'm talking about, what I'm looking at here. So welcome to my van tour. Full disclosure, I have a second channel that I normally film other types of videos with, so I'm not as used to being on camera. This guy looks like he's gonna come jump into my van. Okay, never mind, we're good. So anyway, enough fluff, no fluff in this video. I'm just gonna start the tour and we'll go from there. So this is gonna be, oh, he's really looking in here. He's like, what is going on? So I'm actually used to being a YouTuber and filming in public, so it really doesn't bother me, but it's just interesting when people like come and like, they're all looking through your window. It's like, bro, like, it's weird when people, I don't know, I've just never went through a car window and I'm like, what's going on in there? Who's there? What's going on? I don't know. Anyway, let's start the tour. You people wanted me to show the dashboard, and as you can see here, we are currently sitting at 142,590 miles. When I first purchased the van, it was at 139. So I've done about 4,000-ish miles in the past year of owning it, since I have owned it for about 1 year. Now, there is one problem in the van. This coolant gauge does not work. I don't know why that is, but I'm looking into replacing that. That's one problem with the van that I have. For people asking about air conditioning, air conditioning does not work in the van. Now keep in mind, look at this grime here. Yesterday, I went through a desert storm. I do live in a desert, and as you can see right now, I'll zoom in on the trees here, it is extremely windy. So I don't normally have my van all dusty like this. I just accidentally drove with the window open and all this dust blew in. Trust me, it normally does not look like this. As you can see, I have an inverter. It's a 1,000 watt to 2,000 watt power inverter. It is an old inverter. When I turn it on, you hear this noise. I don't know if inverters are supposed to make noise like that, but it makes this noise the whole time. And I also really do not like the setup that the previous owner built. He built this platform and it houses the 2 batteries under, and I want to put a bed in, and it's like, alright, I probably shouldn't be hitting the inverter. But I really would like this mounted up here or something, or maybe down here. I don't know much about solar. I really don't want to electrocute myself, but I am going to be working and trying my best to sort of fix this situation before I put in the bed this week. These are pretty nice sized batteries, so that is 122 amp hours right there. And then this one, I believe, has about 114 amp hours. Yeah, 114 amp hours. So I get considerable solar and considerable battery life. Now, one of the interesting things about this, anyway, I know it's super windy and you can't hear me, so I'm gonna come back inside. I don't know the wattage of that panel. If anybody could tell me how to figure out wattage of a solar panel or anything like that, I believe it's just a typical 100 watt panel, but I want to know for sure, and it's kind of impossible. I can't get in contact with the owner, and I'm just curious. My favorite part about this van is how much space that I have in here, and the windows and everything. It really opens up. When you have the doors like this, you know, like those Instagram pictures, the van really opens up. Sorry for the really rough sort of filming of this video. I'm not used to shooting videos like this, and this is my actual like first van video. So I hope I will get better as time goes on, but as of right now, I do apologize for the filming. Consider this like, you know, episode 1. All right, and let me show you my absolute favorite feature of this. Now, I do like this right here. We do have this, the cigarette lighter right here, of course, although I don't smoke in my van as I pull out a lighter. I really don't, though. We got this little section right here. We also have this where you pull this in, and you got a bunch of room here where I keep documents, things. Does not have a dashboard, but one of the great things is, I like how I'm just filming this in third person, by the way. Under the seats, you have ample room. This is where oh my gosh, no way. I've been looking for this thing for a while. Oh my gosh, my Old Spice, thank the Lord. Okay, well that's how often I use those, but it also has another one right down there. Now, my favorite feature of this is the built-in kill switch. So, I have this little chip here. I don't know why I don't know why car manufacturers stopped using these. Maybe because people lost them, I guess, but I don't know. So without that chip, if I'm ever in like a really bad area or I'm sketched out, I take that out, and even if the light will turn on, but there's no way you can start it without that. Now let me put that back in before I forget and wonder why I can't leave. But that is my favorite feature of the van right there, because that just gives me such a good feeling of security and like no one can steal the van. We're good to go. I love that. Big fan of that. Also, one of my favorite features of the van is it has tons of ports. Look, I mean, I know cigarette lighters are kind of... That's the one thing about owning an old van, boys. Things come apart and you have to fix them. But I know cigarette lighters are kind of a thing of the past, but these are really nice to have, right? And it's like right in the back here, so love to see that. So I know I'm gonna get the question like, why van life? Why do you want to do this? As you can see, I don't have a Sprinter. I don't have a majorly big setup. It's a budget build. It's a real budget build. I didn't have the money to go out and buy like some massive Sprinter, but I really liked camping. I've always liked going camping, and recently I found this thing during COVID called stealth camping. It was a YouTuber, I'm sure you've heard of him, called Steve Wallace, who is my all-time favorite YouTuber now. He kind of inspired me with his sleeping in a U-Haul video, and I started looking at like sleeping in vans, and I found out that like van life was a thing. And so since 2020, I've been camping, sort of like living in cars for a while, and I really love it. I enjoy it, and the plan is to be able to go out and travel. So I feel like I'm kind of stuck here in the Coachella Valley where I live, and the ultimate goal is to quit my job at 7-Eleven and be able to go on a massive road trip and hopefully get the van, you know, mechanically sound, make sure the engine's running nice, everything's running great. Oh, it's so windy, my door just shut. Make sure everything's running nice, and then just take a big trip. Just take a massive trip, maybe like 3 to 6 months, and yeah, take her on that first ever like maiden voyage. I've never taken her anywhere. I bought the van in May of 2021. It's currently June 2022, or I'm not a time traveler, May 2022, and it hasn't gone anywhere. The furthest it goes is to work and back, and I'm just racking up miles, and it's horrible. So my plan is in September to get this thing on the road. And yeah, in that time, hopefully I just want to get everything ready, get it built out, and that's why I started the channel, because I think I'm going to do it anyway. Might as well film it. I already have a YouTube channel, and I don't know, it's going to be a really fun process, and I think it's also going to help my filmmaking. I really want to do some sort of short films, and I think the practice would be really awesome. I figure there's not much to show. I mean, it's just an old van. I didn't really want to drag it out and make like a 20-minute video, so I just gave you guys the basics, just showed you around, because it's just bare bones van, you know? There's not much of a tour. The real content is going to be building it out and going on some adventures, and I've never slept in this thing by myself. So I'm going to do that this week. I'm kind of sketched out to do that. I found a really good spot though, so that is going to be next week's video, sleeping in this thing for the first time. Anyway guys, thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks everybody for subscribing. We're almost at 100 subscribers in like the first week, so peace and buck grease.